Welcome to our show. I'm Truly, bringing you the latest shocking updates on Duggar family. Unexpected twists, emotional moments, and unbelievable drama. Stay tuned till the end. Josh Duggar's prison life just took another shocking turn, and it's far from the comfort of his reality TV past. A prank gone terribly wrong has backfired not just for him but for dozens of inmates. The result? A severe cut in basic privileges that could make survival even more miserable behind bars. Is this karma catching up, or just prison politics at play? Let's dive deep into this wild twist from inside FCI Seagoville. Josh Duggar, once portrayed as the responsible, clean-cut eldest son of the Duggar family on 19 Kids and Counting, is now making headlines from a very different place, inside the walls of FCI Seagoville, a federal correctional institution in Texas. Serving a 12.5-year sentence after his 2022 conviction on federal child pornography charges, Duggar has been trying to maintain a low profile. But adjusting to prison life, especially in a place notorious for overcrowding and harsh routines, hasn't been easy. And now, things have taken a dramatic downturn. According to multiple inside sources, Duggar's commissary allowance has been severely restricted after a bizarre and dangerous prank shook the prison. It all began when one inmate reportedly decided to mess with a guard. But what was intended as a joke turned serious, and the consequences are affecting everyone. A source told the U.S. Sun one of the inmates played a prank on a guard. Now, everyone is on a $25 commissary limit. They usually have a $360 limit a month. Yes, you heard that right. What used to be a fairly generous monthly spending allowance, around $360, has now been slashed to a mere $25. For inmates like Josh, this limit represents a dramatic loss of access to basic goods and small comforts. So, what exactly happened? Another insider revealed that the prank wasn't just childish mischief. It involved a highly dangerous chemical concoction, reportedly made from commissary items mixed with urine, and resulted in a guard being severely burned. Authorities now believe that the products used to create the harmful solution came directly from the commissary, which led prison officials to slam the brakes on inmates' access to these items altogether, at least temporarily. They've essentially punished the entire prison for one person's reckless behavior. Half the institution got the restriction during the investigation, said a source. Now it's only fair to have the other half miss out too. And while some may argue that it's unjust for every inmate to suffer for the actions of one, prison officials seem determined to prevent any repeat incidents by limiting access to potentially dangerous substances, even if it means cutting off inmates from necessities like food supplements and hygiene items. But here's the twist: the commissary isn't just a perk, it's a vital part of prison life. Duggar, like many others, depends on the commissary to supplement his meals and stay sane in an otherwise bleak environment. Popular items on the list include ramen, tuna pouches, peanut butter, soap, toothpaste, candy bars, snack cakes, and instant coffee. Now, with only $25 to spend, choosing between hygiene and hunger becomes a painful balancing act. And this isn't the first time commissary purchases have been a lifeline. In late 2024, Duggar and fellow inmates were reportedly forced to rely on commissary food because their standard meal portions were shockingly reduced. According to another source close to an inmate, they've been getting half portions of food for months: grits, tiny bits of corn, half a roll, just a few ounces of deli meat. People are starving and having to buy food or go hungry. It's wild. Complaints from families? Completely ignored. The Bureau of Prisons disputed those claims, stating that Seagoville follows the national food menu and proper portion sizes. But multiple reports suggest otherwise, revealing a system where inmates are forced to fend for themselves if they want anything resembling a full meal. Inmates with access to money, especially those with family and fans still supporting them from the outside, usually fare better. Josh Duggar is believed to be among those with steady commissary funds, which may explain why he was recently spotted wearing Under Armour sneakers and stylish sunglasses, a rare luxury inside prison walls. A source explained that inmates are sometimes allowed to make special orders through approved vendors, which is how Duggar likely got his gear. But those flashy items may come at a cost. Beverly Hills attorney Adam Michael Sachs weighed in, warning that Duggar's little luxuries could make him a target. Wearing sneakers and sunglasses in prison is like painting a bullseye on your back, he said. Other inmates may want to steal them, and violence can follow. So while it might seem like Josh Duggar is surviving prison with a touch of comfort, the reality is far more complicated. His spending privileges are now severely limited, his food portions have allegedly shrunk, and his high-profile status puts him at risk from every angle. The good news, if there is any, is that this commissary restriction may be temporary. One source noted that the prison wants inmates to spend money, it generates revenue and allows them to provide essential items. But that revenue comes with risk, and officials are currently balancing inmates' safety with financial practicality. As this strange saga continues to unfold, one thing is clear: life behind bars is growing increasingly harsh for Josh Duggar. Whether it's food, hygiene, or safety, every small privilege is now a battleground. And if this prank-turned crisis is any indication, things at Seagoville may get worse before they get better. Do you think Josh Duggar is being treated fairly in prison, or is this just the natural consequence of his actions? Is the punishment too harsh or not harsh enough? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more shocking updates from behind the scenes. Josh Duggar faces severe commissary limit after prison prank gone wrong. Josh Duggar's commissary allowance has allegedly been slashed following an incident at FCI Seagoville. Here's what happened, and what his allowance is now. Josh Duggar, once known as the clean-cut eldest son of the 19 kids and counting family, is now serving a 12.5-year sentence at FCI Seagoville in Texas. Since his 2022 conviction on federal child pornography charges, sources say Duggar has kept a low profile behind bars, reportedly struggling to adjust to life in a facility known for its strict routines and overcrowding. Inmates at Seagoville live under tight surveillance, with limited privileges and basic accommodations. Now, a source says that Duggar faces extreme commissary limits after a prison prank went wrong. Here's what to know: Josh Duggar and the other inmates at FCI Seagoville allegedly had their commissary money slashed. Life behind bars at FCI Seagoville is a far cry from the Duggar family's sprawling Arkansas home. Josh Duggar can purchase a range of basic items from the prison store, far from the home-cooked meals and pantry-stocked comforts he once enjoyed. Popular inmate purchases include instant ramen, peanut butter, tuna pouches, and bags of chips, along with hygiene essentials like bar soap, toothpaste, and deodorant. Sweet treats such as candy bars, snack cakes, and instant coffee packets also make the list. Each purchase is logged through a digital system tied to an inmate's trust account, typically funded by family or friends. Unfortunately, the inmates allegedly had their commissary allowances slashed following an incident. One of the inmates played a prank on a guard, a source told the U.S. Sun. Now, everyone is on a $25 commissary limit. They usually have a $360 limit a month. Another insider said the prank involved a guard getting severely burned after a prisoner created a mix of urine and chemicals. The solution was likely created with items from the commissary. The prison allegedly doesn't want the prisoners to have enough money to buy the substances used, and they're also trying to figure out what the solution is made of. They have $360 they can spend a month, the second source continued. They shop every other week. Half the institution got the restriction during the investigation. It's only fair to have the other half miss out. Thankfully, the restriction appears to be temporary. It's considered a privilege, the source continued. The prison wants them to spend because the money generates items for them. They don't want to restrict it because it benefits everyone. In December 2024, a source told the U.S. Sun that Josh Duggar and other inmates at FCI Seagoville had to purchase extra food from the commissary due to their food portions getting cut. They've been getting half portions of food for months, a source close to an inmate told the publication. Grits, tiny portions of corn, half rolls, a couple ounces of deli meat. They're serving them these crazy portions. People are having to buy food from the commissary or go hungry. It's wild. Complaints from loved ones have gone nowhere. Seagoville argued this following the insider's allegations. FCI Seagoville provides all adults in custody with food that is consistent with the national food menu to include portion size, they responded to the publication. We take all complaints about the institution and services provided very seriously, and all complaints are fully investigated. While Josh Duggar likely uses the prison commissary to make purchases, he also receives goods from outside the institution.